This is Alex from Lunar, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
One, two, three, four. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Where are you guys at?
Sacramento area.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you were Canadian. So you're out from Sacramento.
No, I think there must have been some misprint that went out in PR somewhere, because you're not the first one that's made that mistake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Sorry. No worries.
No worries. Yeah.
So for those, let's start here, because the one thing I like about doing this show is I come across bands I've never heard of, and get to hear things for the first time and find some stuff that I really dig. So
yeah,
came across you guys, dig it a lot. I was curious, for those not familiar, by the way, let me stop for a second. That's a great shirt and one of my favorites.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love Catatonia. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So sorry. So for those not familiar with you guys, can you give us like your 2-sentence elevator boardroom pitch?
Weird prog. That's the weird. That's the 2-second. We're a band that has been a studio only project up until this point for the last 10 years. We've got 4 albums and an EP. Influenced by a lot of the stuff like Catatonia, Opeth, Haken, Tool, Porcupine Tree, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. So are you guys professionally trained? Because a lot of tech guys are professionally trained as well.
Interesting question. Yeah, so some members of the band have gone to college areas for music education. Some of us, like myself, just private lessons that I took. But I have studied music, I guess, on my own my whole life. And actually, in my day job, I'm a teacher myself now. I'm a drum teacher. Yeah.
How do you pronounce that then? That's Tempora Mutantur?
Tempora Mutantur, I believe. It's a Latin phrase that means the passing of time, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounded cooler than just calling the album The Passing of Time.
Oh no, it definitely sounds metal and kind of mystical. And now that it's been out since the end of January, I believe, what's been the response to it so far? Has it been pretty good? It's
been overwhelmingly positive, which has been a wonderful surprise. I mean, I say surprise, but you always hope that it's going to be well received, but obviously you never know. So the feedback has been so positive. The fan response, reviews, everything that I have seen has been wonderful.
And so when you're putting these records together, are you specifically trying to tame down the prowess, I guess is the word, the instrumental prowess, so you can play them on stage? Or do you just go all in and then try and figure it out later on?
That's a good question. So there's certain aspects, because up until this point, despite the fact every member of this band is experienced musician, we've had other projects, we've toured, all that kind of stuff, but this band has not played live yet at this point. And so we'll be making our live debut actually in about 6 weeks in Vancouver, Canada, at the Hyperspace Metal Festival.
So what kind of practice? I mean, what kind of organization goes into that? That's going to be a lot of trying to figure it out, right?
It's been stressful on my end. Like the reason that it was this for so long is just because it feasibly hadn't made sense before, of just like, we have members that are spread out all over the place. We have so many songs with guest parts on them. It was the kind of thing where I never really thought much about bringing it to the stage, of just like, this is just going to be a studio project and that's fine. So to go back to your previous question, the prowess, the technicality of it, there were times where I definitely thought, like, all we got to do is just get this once, just get it for the record, and then we never have to fucking play it again.
Right.
And so now that some of that is, it's biting me in the ass a little bit of just like, oh man, now we do have to play this live,
And now you're gonna relearn it quick.
We got to relearn it. We got to rehearse it, and so there's a couple parts for me in particular, drum parts, that I'm just like, damn it, what did I do to myself here,
Right.
But yeah, it certainly had that mindset beforehand of just like, hey, it's just a studio project. As long as we can get it once, we're good, but that's no longer the case. So in the writing process, though, I don't think it necessarily goes into it. That's more of like within the recording process. Like once it's written and then I'm like, damn, this is hard. Well, I just got to get it once,
What about going forward now, though? Because now you might take these live. Is that gonna be in your head?
I'm sure it will. It'll be in my head at least. But I don't plan on veering away from it. You know what I mean? Like part of the appeal of this style of music, I feel like, is that technicality and the weirdness of different parts. Yeah. And so it's I won't necessarily, like, if I come up with a part that's crazy complicated, I won't dial it back for the sake of a live show. I will say, let's do this. Like we need that. It needs to stay true to what it is,
Fair enough. So fall back into old habits. 11-minute tune.
Yeah.
What was it like writing a tune that big? And were you ever worried that people wouldn't be along for the whole journey?
Interesting question. So I feel like it, in terms of how it was writing it, I kind of had it in like these three pieces, three sections of the song that just kind of flowed well together, and so I kind of did piece them together separately, having it in my head that way. In terms of being along for the whole journey, I could, I think that could be an issue for an 11-minute song, but it can be an issue for a 3-minute song too.
I know. To be honest, 30 seconds is the max most people have these days. So I get it. I was just curious.
It's a fair question, a good question too. And so, there's certainly people I think that are just going to be instantly turned off by seeing like 11-minute song. I'm not even going to give it a try, but that's not our audience. Our audience is used to stuff like that, I feel like.
Right. And I also feel it stays true to, in the end of the day, you want it to be the work that you wanted to write, not you're writing it so it's short and it's digestible, right? That's the goal, to be digestible and everybody goes and buys it. But in the end, you still need it to be you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. So if it's an 11-minute song, then either deal with it or don't deal with it. But
and I feel, yeah, right, exactly. And I feel to that point exactly. I feel that I have learned more over the years too, of like an 11-minute song can be a good song as long as it's supposed to be an 11-minute song. When you're forcing a 3-minute song to turn into an 11-minute song, then it's going to turn out like shit, Right. But if it's meant to be that, then great, it can be a good product. But if it's meant to be a 4-minute song that's meant to be more of a just, a catchy, more basically structured song, then make it that, Right. And I think, where you see on this record, we have both, you know what I mean? There's the song that's 11-minute long, but there's songs that are 4 minutes long too, No,
that makes sense. Is there something you want your fans to take away from after listening to Tempora Mutantur?
Yeah, that. It's all right. I have a friend that just keeps calling it tempura shrimp.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Not a linguist, I guess.
So to take away from it, well, the whole record deals with, the passing of time, and it's something that no matter who you are, it's something you can relate to, and I wanted it to be something that anyone can relate to. You can take your own messages from it within there, of the struggles of memory and loss and addiction and coping skills and all of these things that are addressed within there, and how we all perceive time differently. It affects us differently, but it affects everyone. So I
More
want
so
people
as you
to.
get older, I think it goes so much faster. So I'm probably a
Mhm,
lot older than you, and yeah, man, that's a message. Preach that from the rooftops because it
mhm.
shit goes by so damn fast.
Yeah, yeah. As I've gotten older, obviously it has more, more of an effect. And also after becoming a father, I feel like,
Right,
it's had
right.
more of
It
an
starts
effect on
amping
me.
up. You don't think about it in 20s at all.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then, for me personally, a lot of it too, of, you deal with, my kids are still pretty young. And so you have all the people that are talking about the, like, well, this is the golden years. Enjoy every second of it because it's
Right.
gone before you know it, and it's so hard to do that in the moment. Like, oh,
Yes.
these other people are telling me this is the best time of my life. And so I better cherish every second of it.
Right. But you're
But
the one
that's
in there doing it.
right, and it's very difficult to do. Yeah, so it's interesting, and because I feel like people often, in the terms of parenting, they forget the difficulty aspects of it at those ages, and then it just changes, and they look back on it with their rose-colored glasses.
Right.
But I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see when I get to that point in life, and I'm looking back
Right.
on it.
I know I've taken this down a complete separate path, but I just like to talk and see where it ends up. So
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
next for Lunar then? I know you're playing that festival. What else you got going on?
Yeah. We're playing the Hyperspace Metal Festival in Vancouver. That's the next big thing. With the fact that the record just came out not even a month ago, we're still kind of just riding the hype of that right
Right.
now. I do actually already have the next album completely demoed and stuff. So yeah. I'm a workaholic in that sense of just
So
like
can I ask you
'cause-
a tough question maybe?
yeah, sure, yeah.
Are those songs that were didn't make this record or are those all new songs?
All new songs. Yeah. It's I don't have songs that didn't make the record. I don't have ones that just sit in the back pocket.
Oh, okay.
They
I know
because
some people overrate and then choose.
yeah, no, that's a smart thing to do, and I maybe should do that at some times,
Right.
but I don't. It generally speaking, with each of these Lunar albums, there's a concept in mind, a theme in mind, and I kind of have the, like, treat the album like it's a book. Every track is a chapter of the story, and so I know how I want that story to go. So I'm not writing extra chapters that end up getting cut out. So so with this one, it's just new story and all new stuff. But to be fair, it's not like, for the world, they've heard Tempora Mutantur for a few weeks. For me, it's been done on my end and just in the hands of engineers and PR and whatever else for a year. So I've had time to be working on other stuff as well.
Do you one last question on the writing, but do you think about differentiating the songs album to album? So you don't want to write the same Lunar record over and over again, right? But you don't want to, I guess, alienate your fans. Do you pay attention to that, or is it just a natural progression?
I think more so the natural progression. It's something that it's crossed my mind before. But as you said before, like, that ultimately it needs to stay true to me, to us, you know what I mean? And so I'm just kind of doing what comes naturally and see what direction it goes.
Mhm.
I also think that's kind of the joy of this proggy style of music, is it can go in so many different directions and still stay within the realm of what it is.
All right, perfect. And if fans want to find you guys, can you give us all your socials?
Yeah. All the usual socials. You can find us at Lunar Band Official, all Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff. There's lots of cool lyric videos and music videos on YouTube if you haven't seen them for the songs. And then music and merch you can purchase on our Bandcamp page, Lunar Band Official at bandcamp.com. .bandcamp.com, sorry.
Appreciate you taking the time. Good luck with the
Yeah,
record. Yeah.
definitely.
And I
Thank
hope
you
it
so
wasn't too
much.
bad. I kind of wandered, but I like to just talk. So
I love it like that. It makes it feel more natural. It makes me at ease. When it's just a list of questions, I feel a little more on edge. So no, it was fantastic. Thank you.
awesome. You have a great day, man. Good luck with the record.
All right. You
All
too.
right, be
Thanks,
well.
man.
Cheers.